Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have some topics to cover today from things that happened over the weekend and including a follow-up to that Metal Gear 35th website. Also, it looks like we're going to be getting more Capcom Arcade goodiness. But before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. That's the best way to let me know you enjoy the content on this channel. Now let's get started. So I mentioned in Friday's video that we saw this MetalGear35th.com website come up and it looked a little bit sketchy since it was April 1st and it appears that it was sketchy. So when the site went live, here's what the top of it looked like, and as you scrolled through the page there was a lot of satire on the page. And one of the things that gave it away is at the very bottom here under terms of use it just says, "Stay frosty." Now this whole site is supposed to be dedicated to Metal Gear NFTs, and when you click on the link that was at the top of the page to buy the NFTs, it just took you to Konami's page that made this announcement of the removal of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 from digital storefronts. So that made it pretty obvious to me that the site was satire, and if we weren't real sure, over on Tech Radar they did get a comment from Konami and it basically says, "This site is not Konami's site. We are currently considering how to deal with this site." So short and sweet and to the point, this was an April Fool's Day joke. But don't get your hopes up that there won't be anything at all, because they do go on to add, "But don't be too deflated, Metal Gear fans. It sounds like Konami may have something in the works for the anniversary on July 13th. Speaking generally on the Metal Gear 35th anniversary, the spokesperson told TRG, "There is nothing we can say right now." So maybe that does give us some hope that maybe there'll be some type of new compilation released, especially with Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 being pulled off digital storefronts, but I guess we'll see. Next, it looks like we're going to be seeing some more Capcom Arcade Stadium games. This coming to us from VGC, it looks like Capcom Arcade Stadium is getting a sequel according to a new rating on the official South Korean game classification website. A new entry on the site today is titled Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, while another has the name Capcom Arcade Second Stadium Bundle Number 1. Both entries have the description, "A PC game that features various retro arcade games from the 80s and 90s developed by Capcom as a collection." Now, it's not clear if this is going to be a completely separate game from Arcade Stadium that's already out. That doesn't seem likely to me. Most likely this is a new bundle of games that's going to be added. And to me, the bundle makes the most sense because they've already set up the system to be able just to insert new games into it as they've been made available. So most likely this might be some type of translation issue that we're seeing it worded this way, but either way, I'm looking forward to more Capcom Arcade Stadium games. And finally, Jim Ryan made some comments in the most recent PlayStation podcast that kind of confirms they're going to be acquiring more studios this year. So here's a quote from the podcast, courtesy of VGC. It says, "We're in a really good place with PlayStation Studios, and have been for the past few years. The critical success and commercial success of the games that they've been making, that has given us permission to invest heavily in content creation." He added, "We're growing our studios organically and we're growing through acquisitions. We've acquired 5 studios during the course of 2021, we're in discussions with Bungie, and we have more planned. This is getting us into a virtuous cycle where the success begets success." And these comments are real similar to the ones he made when talking about not adding day one content to the new PlayStation Plus service. So some of these comments may be coming from the people who are asking why you didn't add any games to PlayStation Plus day one, and wanting to assure them that their strategy doesn't necessarily involve that, and that so far the strategy has been successful. And that's all we have for today's video. Did anything catch your attention? Do you think there's any chance we're going to see anything from Metal Gear on the 35th anniversary? And are there any games in the Capcom Arcade Stadium you would like to see added? drop a comment below and let me know about that or anything else we covered. I want to thank you for watching and be good.